When you think of patriarchs and matriarchs, like, that's who I think of.
When I think of Brian and Nancy and I think of Stan and Sheryl, to me, they are quintessential Hamilton.
These are the unsung heroes who always say yes, who always show up.
Stan was the greeter at the Hamilton Hebrew Academy.
Stan would welcome every child, every parent, every family member with a smile and would look at the child and say, "It's a beautiful day at the HHA."
The late Rabbi Eisenstein would greet the beautiful children every morning. "It's a beautiful day at the HHA."
And he'd always be in season. He'll be wearing various costumes, outfits, bow ties, sunglasses.
I remember coming to visit just to check out the community. And the thing that always stood out to you was that booming voice of his.
At shul, we feel like we're at an NHL game.
And they've been unbelievable neighbors to have. Our kids go over every Shabbat, obviously, for the Candyman's Shabbat treats.
When I was asked to become president of the Addis Israel, I guess 25 years ago, I thought this was going to be something that would be for a year or two. My beautiful bride encouraged me to take that position. I'm glad to help out in any way that I could.
But he's someone you can count on, visiting people in the hospital when they're sick, bringing meals to people, going to Shiva houses, just checking in on people, making them feel good.
There's a certain comfort level that they offer. Sheryl has a long history with the Chevra Kadisha. Sheryl is actually fourth generation.
I have had the honor of doing this for 53 years. I am thrilled to have taught 18 women to carry on this beautiful tradition.
When I first got here, she was the one making the phone calls for the community. I got a phone call from her about Emunah Women.
I was asked to take over the presidency. The Veterans Dinner was one of the most emotional things I have ever done.
Sam Summers and his family lived at 73 Winston Avenue. My parents bought the home from them. Brian and Nancy, when they married, they moved to University Gardens in Dundas, and we were just about 3-4 houses away.
Another major move for us was when we moved houses. We moved to 82 Winston Avenue from Dundas, and that was amazing because now we were closer to the synagogue. One day, Sheryl phones me up and she says, "Nancy, my daughter Rachel would like to have a house to come to on Shabbat." And so for 5 years, Rachel came to us every Shabbat.
Both of them lived in beautiful suburbia, and they both made a decision. They were going to come live close to this shul and become part of this community and do that for their children.
Nancy was in real estate and said, "Why don't you become our neighbors?" So we became neighbors again when we moved to Winston. Brian and Nancy are now making Aliyah to Iriamim, Netanya, and we are following Brian and Nancy. So my question is to Brian, where is it that you are planning on your final burial plot? Because I have to be your neighbor.
On the first day of grade 4, I believe, in the Hamilton Hebrew Academy, Brad Summer did not show up to school.
I was driving to St. Catharines, and I took Brad with me. I was going to a client's. And we're driving along the highway, and this Nissan sports car drove by, and I said, "Geez, I'd like that." And Brad says, "Yeah, well, why did you get something like that?" And I said, "Because it was costing so much money for your education." Next morning, Bradley pops up and says, "Dad, I decided that I'm going to go to public school." I said, "Great." Then I told Nancy, and I said, "Call Bob, our neighbor, who's the principal of the school."
And on that day, my father came knocking on the door of Brian and Nancy. Nachum Spinner came knocking on the door.
And he said, "Brian, what are you doing? like, this is our Bradley. The next day, Bradley goes back to the school. We knew I made the wrong choice. And that was the beginning. I
guess that intervention was kind of a key, probably one of these pivotal moments in life that kind of changed, life-altering event.
That change with Bradley and the day school was pivotal. Aliyah would not have been a part of our life if this hadn't happened, this event.
She brings joy. She brings energy. She is the most energetic person that I know.
Every week there is a hike that they go no matter what the weather is, and she's on there probably 90% of the time on those hikes.
My dad served as the president of the Addis Israel. My mom was the sisterhood president.
I was executive director for the State of Israel Bonds for several years, which was a very important position for me. Gave me a very, very close attachment to Israel.
One would have never thought that either Brian and Nancy or Stan and Sheryl would ever leave Hamilton.
Brian was assured us so many times there's no way he's moving to Israel.
I was really surprised that it was my husband, Brian, that was the first one to initiate going.
We had dinner one night with the Strubs and the Summers, and Brian was showing us a beautiful video of his new home in Netanya. And afterwards, my father was looking at the pictures, and a day or two later, he called me, and out of nowhere, he's like, Rach, we're moving it to Netanya.
When we heard of everyone's plans to make Aliyah, my first reaction was, honestly, we were a bit like, no.
Shock. Shock. I can't be losing my friends.
I was not shocked at all. Although he lived in Hamilton for the first 82 years of his life, but like once we were all leaving, he knew the place for him was in Israel.
I was born in a DP camp in Fehrenwald, Germany. My parents were Holocaust survivors. Even though I was born in Germany, my DP card states stateless Jew right on the card.
To be able to come to the one and only Jewish state, I think is something super special for the two of them.
Their hearts are their children, and wherever their children are, they need to be there so that they can support them and be there for them.
And what an amazing example of a grandparent wanting to move to Israel to be near them, wanting to be part of their lives, proud of their grandchildren serving in the Israeli army.
Over the last 5 years, I've been able to be a soldier in Aliyah, in the Golani Brigade. I've had this close to be able to protect our people in our land.
Moshe Tzvi, who was on the front lines during October 7th.
Moshe Tzvi's videos that he was sending out immediately after October the 7th while he was fighting. Messages of hope, messages of inspiration that went viral throughout the world.
They are heroes. They are the Hamilton Hebrew Academy heroes, they're Hamilton's heroes, and most of all, they're Israel's heroes.
Our boys are men now.
I was in Gaza for like a year and 2 months.
I'll be drafting in August, Bezros Hashem.
I'm so proud of them being in the army, in the idea. They're living their dream.
Beck is like my sister, and it's so appropriate that her parents and my parents are moving down the block from each other, just like they did for all these years in Hamilton.
And here's where Zita's candy closet's gonna be.
And this celebration today isn't only a celebration for their family. It's a celebration for our community, it's a celebration for the Hamilton Academy, it's a celebration for our people.
I don't want them to go. But I'm proud of them. And I think it's wonderful that they're going to make a new life for themselves at their young age.
May you continue to just be surrounded by the beautiful family that you have, the love of Eretz Yisrael, and God willing, we look forward to visiting you and moving next door to you on the future Winston Avenue in Eretz Yisrael.